Hello and welcome to this tutorial on multiplying and dividing with indices. In this tutorial we're going to be looking at how to answer questions like these ones that you can see on the board here. Also, if you are completing your Foundation GCSE, this lesson also follows on with part of my series of 140 lessons to cover everything in your Foundation GCSE. So if you want more of those resources, make sure that you check out my website. It's crackmaths.co.uk. Other than that, I'm going to crack on with explaining how to multiply and divide with indices. So the first thing I want to look at is the idea of multiplying, and what that refers to is when we're multiplying things that are the same, okay? So say for example if I had a to the power of 2 times a to the power of 3, okay? So I'm able to multiply these two indices together because these are both the variable a, okay? Now that makes sense as well because a to the power of 2 means a times a, and a to the power of 3 means a times a times a. So if we have a to the power of 2 times a to the power of 3, what I can do is I can actually just record this as a to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go, so a to the power of 5, which sort of brings us on to our rule for multiplying indices, which is we actually, this number here, this 5, can just be found by adding together the 2 and the 3, okay? So that's the rule for multiplying indices. If you are multiplying indices with the same base, so in this case a, I'm able to just add the powers together and that will give us our answer. And this works if it's a letter or if it's a number. Say for example we had 2 to the power of 5 times 2 to the power of 3. Well, 2 to the power of 5 would be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, and then 2 to the power of 3 would be times 2 times 2 times 2, because remember that this indice here tells us how many 2's we have. So if we're multiplying these two things together, we're going to get 2 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there we go. So that would be 2 to the power of 8. And remember, we were allowed to do this because these are the same. If these numbers were different, we could not simplify the calculation. That wouldn't be something that we could do. Okay, so let's have a look though when there are things that are different and what we would do with that. So say for example if I had 3x to the power of 4 times 2x to the power of 5. So we've got different things going on here. Now what I want us to remember is something that I've been trying to emphasize through my previous videos, is that when we have a collection of things multiplied together, we can rearrange those things as we like, as long as it's all multiplication. So it doesn't matter if you do 2 times 3 or 3 times 2, it will always give you the same answer. So what we're going to have here is we're going to have 3 times x to the power of 4, and then we're going to multiply that by 2 times x to the power of 5. Okay, so remember I can then just rearrange this as I will. So I'm actually going to write this as 3 times 2 times x to the 4 times x to the 5. Now 3 times 2 is going to be 6, and then x to the 4 times x to the 5, I can use that rule that we discussed, that when we're multiplying numbers with the same base, or like of the same variable, we can just add their indices together. So x to the power of 4 times x to the power of 5 is x to the power of 9. So this calculation here, 3x to the power of 4 times 2x to the power of 5, ends up being 6x to the power of 9. And so you can think about that as doing the 2 times the 3 to get the 6. And then we can look at that and we can think about doing the x to the 4 times x to the 5 to get to the x to the 9. And so 6x to the 9 is a perfectly respectable simplified answer for that calculation. That is the nicest way that we could rewrite that initial question. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, let's try 5a to the 3 b to the 2 times 2a b to the power of 6. Okay, now remember, when we see letters and numbers written next to each other, they are all just being multiplied together. So this here, this first one is just 5 times a cubed times b squared, and then we've got our times sign, and then we've just got a times a 2 times an a times a b to the power of 6. Now I've put an a here without any power just to slip that in, because if you see an a by itself with no power, that actually has a power of 1. In fact, everything that doesn't have a power has a power of 1, and that's just the rule with that. So this 5 technically has a power of 1, this 2 technically has a power of 1, but we just don't bother writing it because it's just confusing. So we just say this is just a 5 and this is just a 2. Right, now remember, because these things are just all being multiplied together, what I can do is I can think about them as the numbers first, 5 times 2, and then I'll do the a's, a to the 3 times a to the 1, and then the b's. So we've got b to the 2 times b to the 6, okay? And then we just collect them. So 5 times 2 is 10, a to the 3 times a to the 1 is a to the 4, b to the 2 times b to the 6 is b to the 8. So here we go. That would be the answer to this question here. Right, let's have a go at one more when we involve some negative numbers, and then we'll move on to dividing. So let's say this time we have got 7 a to the 3 b to the 2 times a to the minus 2 b to the 5. Okay, so here what we've got, well, I haven't put a coefficient on here, but there's technically a 1. So this one here is kind of like 7 times a cubed times b to the power of 2. And then we've got here times a to the negative 2 times b to the 5. We can rewrite it to think about it like this: 7 times a cubed times a to the minus 2 times b squared times b to the 5. And then if we simplify all this, we just get a 7 there. Now we've got to think about a to the power of 3 times a to the minus 2. So this is technically going to be 3. The power is going to be given to us by 3 add negative 2. Okay, now remember, if we're adding a normal 2 to 3, we'll go up 2. So if we're adding a negative 2, we go down 2. So this would equal 1. So it's going to be 7 a to the power of 1, and then we've got b to the 2 times b to the 5, which will be b to the 7. Now we don't bother writing this bit here. Okay, so I'm just going to rewrite this as 7ab to the 7, and that will be my final answer for this one. Okay, right, let's move over now and look at dividing. Now, dividing is interesting because dividing is actually just the opposite of when we multiply. So rather than adding the powers together, we're going to subtract the other power. So let's have a look at just a simple one of that. So let's say I've got a to the power of 5 divided by a to the power of 2. Okay, so what we've got here is we're kind of thinking about a to the power of 5. So we've got a times a times a times a times a, and we're dividing it by a to the power of 2, which actually means we're dividing it by a twice. Okay, so when we divide by the first a, we get rid of 1 times a, because remember, dividing undoes times. Okay, so if there's a times a there, when we divide by a, we get rid of it. Okay, so that's getting rid of a once, and then we're dividing by a again, so we're getting rid of a twice. Okay, so remember, when you divide by a squared, that means we're dividing by a twice. So the answer to this question will be a to the power of 3, and you'll notice that that 3 can be achieved by doing 5 take away 2. So here we go, 5 take away 2 is 3. Right, let's have another go here. So here we've got a to the power of 7 divided by a to the power of 4. So let's do the visual representation again first. So we've got a times a times a times a times a times a, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a, and then so that's a to the power of 7 there. So divided by a once, divide by a twice, divide by a 3 times, divide by the 4 for a, leaves us with a to the power of 3. Here we go, and again, that 3 could have been achieved by doing 7 take away 4. Okay, so that is how that works. Right, we could also often get this written like this. So we could have x to the 10 divided by x to the 2. Okay, And this again, this is just another way of writing x to the power of 10 divided by x to the power of 2. So the rule still stands that we just take the 2 away from the 10, and that gives us x to the power of 8, which we have here. So there we go, x to the power of 10 divided by x to the power of 2 will be x to the power of 8. So let's have a look at when there are other things involved. So let's say we had 10x to the 3 divided by 2x. Okay, so 10x to the 3 divided by 2x. So what we do is we just do the coefficients with the coefficients. So we will do the 10 divided by 2. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the x divided by the x. So x to the 3 divided by this, which is technically x to the 1. So this will become 5x to the power of 2. Let's try another. This time let's include another variable. Let's say this time we've got 16, a to the 3, b to the 10, c to the 4, divided by, and then let's say, let's include some negatives as well. So let's have divided by 8, a to the minus 2, b to the 2, c to the minus 3. Okay, so we'll do the numbers first. So the 16 divided by the 8. So 16 divided by 8 will leave us with 2. I'll put this down here. And then we've got the a to the 3 divided by a to the negative 2. So a to the power of 3 divided by a to the negative 2. Well, that's going to be a to the power of 3 take away negative 2. Now remember, if we think about our number line, okay, here's 0. If we're at 3, if we were taking away regular 2, we would go down, okay, but we're taking away negative 2, so we're going to go up. So this is going to equal a to the power of 5. So I'll write that down here. So we get 2a to the power of 5. Then we focus on the b's. So we've got b to the 10 divided by b to the 2. b to the 10 divided by b to the 2, that's nice and easy. 10 take away 2 is 8. So I've got put that down here, b to the 8. And then I am going to, over here, I'm going to have the c's. So we've got c to the 4 divided by c to the negative 3. So this will equal c to the 4 take away negative 3. Well, 4 take away regular 3 would go down, so 4 take away negative 3 goes up, and that's going to be c to the power of 7. So here we go. That is c to the power of 7. And so the larger these get, it's all kind of still the same principle, where we're just doing each thing letter by letter, or variable by variable, we should call it, okay? Because the letters are variables because they could vary in whatever number they are. If we decided A was 4, that would be okay. If we decided A was 10, that would also be fine, okay? Any number can be put into these variables, okay? Right, so let's have a look at the next bit, which is here. Which is just moving on to the questions. Okay, great. So let's have a look at this question. If you want to have a go, you can pause the video. Otherwise, I will continue. So y to the power of 2 times y to the power of 3. So remember, this is just a straightforward multiplication. So if we're multiplying two variables together that are the same variable with indices, what we do is we just add the indices together. So this one will simply be y to the 2 plus 3, which will equal y to the power of 5. Next one we've got here, 4d to the power of 5 times 3d to the power of 2. So we're going to do our coefficients first. So we'll do our 3 times our 4. So 3 times 4 will be 12. And then we're going to have d to the 5 times d to the 2. And that is going to be d to the 7. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be 12d to the power of 7. Okay, right. Next one that we have, we've got here, simplify 5d squared e to the power of 3 f to the power of 4 times 2d to the negative 1 e to the 2 and then just an f. So first things first, I'll just put a 1 there to remind myself that that is f to the power of 1. And then what we'll do is we can just work through it variable by variable. So the first thing we're going to do, let's do the coefficients. So 5 times 2 is 10. So that's fine. D to the power of 2 times d to the negative 1. So remember, it's multiplying, so we're adding them. So we're doing 2 add negative 1. I'll write that down. 2 add negative 1. Well, 2 add negative 1 is going to be, well, if we had 2 add 1, that would go up to 3, but actually 2 add negative 1 takes us down to 1. So this is going to be 10d. Okay, I'll put the 1 here for the time being, and then we can rewrite it. So we've got 10d to the power of 1, and then we've got e to the 3 times e to the 2. So that's going to be 3 plus 2 is going to be 5. So this will be e to the 5. And then we've got f to the 4 times f to the 1. So 4 add 1 is also 5. So this will be f to the 5. And then, of course, I don't write this bit. I don't write the 1 there. So in the final answer, I'm going to write 10d e to the 5 f to the 5. Okay? So here we go. Right. Perfect. Next question. The next one we've got here is simplify 4u cubed v squared divided by 2u to the negative 1. Okay, so remember, we just saw everything out piece by piece, okay? And remember, this could have been written like this as well. 4u cubed v squared divided by 2u to the negative 1. It can be written either way, but it's the same thing that we do each time. So first of all, we're doing the 4 divided by the 2 because we've sorted out the coefficients. So 4 divided by 2 is just 2. U cubed divided by u to the negative 1. So that's going to be u to the 3 divided by u to the negative 1. So that's going to be u to the power of 3 take away negative 1. Okay, now remember, if we take away a normal one, we go down. So if we take away a negative 1, we go up. So we're going to end up with u to the power of 4. And now there's nothing altering the v squared. There's no one getting in on the v squared there, so we're just going to add the v squared at the end. So we get 2u to the power of 4 v squared. Okay, and that's that. Okay, so if you want any practice of this, I've got 20 questions available to you, which I have gone through and answered. Or if you want to just find those 20 questions, you can find them under section 88 at the Crack Maths website, and you can have a go at them first, and then you can watch the video answers alongside to check that you have got those correct. But well done if you've got this far, and thank you so much for joining me. I'm Ian, and remember to check out crackmaths.co.uk. Hopefully see you in another tutorial.